Welcome all to the third day of our masterclass on the human performance in space. And today, particularly, we'll be talking about the in-flight exercise countermeasures. To counteract microgravity induced adaptation, astronauts on the long duration missions to the International Space Station perform daily physical exercise countermeasure program. Future space exploration will present new challenges in terms of adaptation management that will require the attention of both physiologists and operational experts. This session will be discussing the in-flight exercise countermeasures on the body of astronauts. With this, I would like to hand it over to Dr. Garima Patel, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And here I start sharing my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so starting with in-flight exercise countermeasures. So today it is less of me talking, more of you seeing, right? So we have already discussed, and this is again refreshing or again going back to the basics, like why we are exercising in microgravity. First thing, to maintain good health conditions, good working capacities, prevent any negative effects of microgravity, trying to prevent, instead I will say that. Okay, and also the post flight effect, to minimize them. And we also want to save the coordination abilities or the muscle strength, the physical performances, and all the other physical parameters through exercises. So in flight exercise protocols, they basically have three phases.
Excuse
So
me, ma'am.
once, sorry.
Your camera, like you're not visible on the camera.
Oh, I'm not visible. Hold on. Oh, my camera is on.
I can't see you. Okay, okay,
Well,
carry on.
I'll
Like,
stop
might
sharing
be,
and I'll start sharing the screen again.
you can try that once.
Yeah, I will. Okay, hold on. Can you see me now?
Yes, yes.
I'll share it again. So sorry. Maybe because today again the weather here is not good, so I can blame it to that.
Yeah. Yep, now you're visible. And your presentation, like screen as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you have three phases, right? So once you reach there and until you come back. Now, that period of stay and the exercises will be divided into three phases. The first phase is the adaptation phase that starts with day one, usually not day one. We start with the next day, but yeah, if they want to start with day one, it can be possible. So the first 20 days of the mission is for adaptation, where the crew member, because although they have practiced how to perform exercises in simulation environment, they still have to adopt it to ISS environmental conditions, right? So the first 2 days they exercise with minimum load, okay, and then move on to the main phase. Now this main phase depends upon the length of the duration of a particular program. So say whether it is a 3 months or 6 months and so on, right? Now this main phase is to prevent the microgravity effects, right, where they will be exercising at their maximum. Now, the phase three is preparation for re entry. So, the final or the last 15 to 30 days are kept for it. During this, they are being more focused on strength training and using the treadmill protocol and less of the cycle ergometer protocol. Right? So, we are here preparing them for more of the strength and balance and postural and less of the a non or I'll say not less, but including more load on these structures than the other one. Okay, so this is how it will look. So you have different equipments. Okay, we'll be seeing it, what all equipments are there, and depending upon that we'll be having, like we have seen yesterday, FIDT principle. So you have different type of exercises, the load, how the progression will be made, and what will be the duration. So usually they exercise for around 2 hours, and that 2 hours includes putting on the harnesses and so on. So using the equipment, opening it, switching it on, and again winding it up. So everything involves around 2 hours. right? So you have different protocols for each astronaut. They can be doing it continuously, like you have strength training and you have aerobic, where yesterday we have seen it. So they can do it together, or they can take it as a break and they can do it, right? So it totally depends how the astronaut wants to do it. So we're gonna see this video how the cycle ergometer, how they will be, starting it, how they are using it for exercises, right?
The first bit of equipment I wanted to show you is here in the US.
Can you hear the sound as
Yes,
well?
yes.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Laboratory, and it's the Cevis. It's a stationary bicycle, and it's very similar to a regular bicycle you might see like in a spinning class or something like this. This one's a little bit different, of course, because here in space it's floating around, and so we try to, in order not to impart unusual loads into the structure and also into your body, that would be a little bit awkward to try to pedal if it was fixed to the surface. Or part of the surface here in space. We use these isolation mounts, and they're mounted at each of the four corners. You can see that we have, it allows for play and motion in all the different axes, up, down, left, and right, in and out. And so as you're cycling on the bike, it will move around as well. And the way that we get onto Cevis now, I've got my harness here. I wanted to show you this. A lot of people, and it's really up to the particular crew member, but to get on the bike, we have handles to hold onto and also a back pad here. And most folks will go without the harness, but you can use a harness, and I tend to use a harness on here. So this is our harness that we're given to pull us down onto the treadmill as well. And I'll show you that in just a few minutes. But I use this harness on the Cevis as well to kind of keep me stationary on here, because I tend to, if it gets rocking kind of high, I would actually end up hitting my head up here if I wasn't pulled down to the right tension. So I'll use these straps on here and strap myself to Cevis, I'm sorry. And then also we have just the biking shoes that are already clipped in, and each one of us, you can see there, we have the biking shoes lined up there. That each crew member has their own set of biking shoes, of course. And then, of course, very important part of our team is our doctors and trainers that are on the ground, and they help us out, and they actually monitor our fitness. And we use this system here. You may be familiar with this. It's a polar watch that measures your heart rate. And to use this, we have this chest strap and this transmitter that we click to chest strap before each aerobic exercise, especially the Cevis and the T2 treadmill. We'll hook this together, and this mounts on the front of your chest, and then you have this polar watch, which you'd wear on your wrist, or place it somewhere where the transmitter's in direct line, so it will read the transmitter. And of course, that will read your data, heart rate data, and record that for you. We downlink that to the ground, and so they're able to help build protocols for us and just kind of monitor our fitness level and step things up if we need to, or just kind of bring things back a little bit to keep in line with the structure that they want to have for us. So when we get back to the planet, that everything is right on for us. So what we do here, we put that equipment on, and then we get up onto the bicycle, the Cevis, and I would don my harness and then come up into the Cevis. And this the way that we adjust the exercise level is we have a control box here that we actually have our own data card that we put in here. It's got protocols that are loaded in there for us, and we changed the loading on the cycle, much like a stationary bike that you'd see in the gym or something. And we can do interval training or just scaled training on the bicycle to a given wattage or load level on the bike. And so we'd snap in like this, and I'd go ahead and buckle this harness for this demonstration. I won't get fully suited up, but we'll bring this together like this, and we're ready to go. And usually we have a computer here that we can, if you'd like to listen to music while you're cycling, you can do that. You can plug into this computer and play music or watch a movie or something. And then over here, of course, our data card is located in here, and that collects data for our trainers and our doctors on the ground. And we'll download that data, and they'll keep track of our fitness on the Cetus bicycle. Of course, you then start pedaling, and we usually will maintain. We have a target RPM that we have on the cycle, and also time. Usually, we'll have at least a 30-minute workout on this Cetus.
Right, so this is how the cycle ergometer they are using. The ergometer which has been designed, it is designed like you can read the name CEVIS, and he was repeatedly saying CEVIS, right? So it is cycle ergometer with vibration, isolation, and stabilization. So what they have done is the engineers, since whether it is an ergometer or any other exercise equipment, it will create some vibration, right? And it may have an impact on these science experiments or very delicate experiments which may be in the next chamber. So you don't want to disturb that particular experiment, and that's how the vibration which will be created is being somehow, or I'll say it is hampered, right? And this is how it is not affecting the other experiments.
The first bit of equipment.
Now we have treadmills. So once for cardiovascular, we had that cycle ergometer. Next is the treadmills. Now, previously it was T-Waist, that is treadmill with vibration, isolation, and stabilization. And now the more advanced one, or T2, or we call it as Colbert, has been installed in ISS. The difference is what type of load or what different workloads it can provide you, right? So how it is advancing and what different protocols you can select or you can do it. So all these things made an advanced one. So here we will see another video where
ocean about to cross the equator.
You can see
One of us at least thinks she's
Sunita
impossible.
Williams. She is running on T-Waist, okay, and she's actually done the marathon, okay, of this one. Can you see the numbers here? She'll be showing you,
Anyway,
right?
you
She
can
has
see what
completed
they've
that
got
marathon
working
run.
Here, there's her number from the race. That's
Yeah.
an official number, 14,000.
Okay, and this is this was, I'll say, the T-Waist machine. So you can see the harnesses here, so that will keep them on the treadmill. The monitor is here. They can see a laptop over here. They can see the actual marathon which is going on, right? And this is how they will be running. We also have the Colbert. Can you hear the sound? Okay, here she is again, the NASA astronaut. Now she'll tell you how this Colbert will be operated. So you can see, if you compare the TVs with the Colbert, this is more wider, which provides more space, okay, than the TVs. And second thing is, like, when you are running on TVs, this is what Sunita Williams, because she has used both these equipments, and she has said that this is the Colbert was much more comfortable for her because of the space. Here she has to constantly check or look like whether she is on the platform or not, or she may lose it while running, whereas this thread is not there. right? So here the astronaut showing you how to wear a harness again, okay, and how you have to clip it with the treadmill. So you can move it forward. There she's wearing it. And then you have the monitor where you can select the exercises or the already the type of workload which has been decided for her, for how long it will be. So she's selecting it over here, okay, and she just has to click. So can you see the target is, yeah. Right. So here you can see the total time, 30 minutes of run decided over here. And then she has to press start and start running. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Fine. So those two were for the cardiorespiratory, where you had the ergometer and the treadmill. Now we come to the resistive exercises, or for strength, I can say, right? So previously there was an IRED, that is interim resistive exercise device. So you can see the pictures over here, right? So they were built for weightlifting, and this is how they will be exercising using the IRED. That it provided the same benefits, right? Now this IRED is again being replaced by ARED, that is the Advanced Resistive Exercise Device. And this is how pre-flight will be training them to use it. So can you hear the voice? So he's a NASA astronaut, right? So he has been taught how to use it. So you can see a platform here. Usually the black platform, what you can see in here, is not available on the ISS. So only the yellow one is available. And this is how different exercises, right? Here he was doing squatting and then push up, bench press, and so on. So all the exercises with the weights which were possible on Earth can be used doing this single device. Now this, right? So you can adjust the height as well. So this is how, according to individual individual astronaut, they can actually adjust the bar height as well, right? And then fix it up. And then, yeah. So this is not available. They will have to stand here actually. So he's doing back squats. Right. So right. So this is how will be trained. Now we'll see exactly
the other thing that we're really trying to keep intact. This is our weightlifting device on board. It really doesn't resemble too many pieces of gym equipment. We have 2 vacuum cylinders up here, and the vacuum cylinders, through a series of cables and pulleys and interconnects, allow us to have the equivalent force of lifting up to 600 pounds. We set our load, and so this is the equivalent of putting plates onto your bar. The actual exercise is very much like you would do just a normal squat on the ground.
This is what they
And we'll do different sets. So we'll do a day where we've got a set of 8, where we're going to maybe go a little bit harder, a set of 6. Then we've got days where we're doing sets of 12 that we're going to go a little bit lighter. If you want to do a deadlift, get the bar in the right position. It's got a bit of an arc to it, and that's just the travel path of the bar. So we have a whole exercise prescription of like 6 or 7 different exercises that we do, all using the same machine, just reconfiguring. You know, we mostly want to just push ourselves to really be.
So this single device and multiple exercises can be given, and you have seen the bar height can be adjusted according to individual's need, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here is a glimpse of the pre-flight exercise training, right, as in whole, and then we can move on. Yeah. So these are some of the exercises included here and what we have seen yesterday, right? And he is astronaut Mike Hopkins. Yeah. So almost 2089 hours of spaceflight training. See kettlebell exercise, right, jump and drop. All of these exercises we have seen in 192 hours of physical training. Yeah, this exercise will be helpful. The previous one, when he was upside down, for your EVA. This is using the ARED. This is upside down. This is helpful for your EVA. This is using the medicine ball. And total 2 years he has been doing this, right? So this was just a glimpse. Now, what happens when we see the in-flight fitness here? So we have seen the ergometer, we have seen the treadmill, and we have seen the ARED or the strengthening exercise. Here at once you can see him doing everything together. So this is the cycle ergometer, what he is doing. Okay. Then look here, he has not wore the harness. Instead, he is holding himself on the right. Now this is the treadmill. Can you see here the monitor here? And then comes with your strength training. Okay. Yeah. You can see single leg squat, deadlift, crunches. You can see the exercises for your hand, hands, right? And this is how the earth looks. Okay. So that was in part, and this is together. How do they exercise? So, okay, yeah, I have skipped that. Okay, after this, I had planned an activity which has been cancelled. So we will straightforward jump to the EVA training. So EVA training as a physio, my work will be, okay, going for exercises that will focus the use of your hand. Like yesterday also we have seen, or we have talked about it, that those astronauts who are assigned some EVA tasks, okay, these EVA training exercises will be specifically added to their protocol. Okay, so until now, like for your in-flight, do you have any questions, or should I move to the EVA?
Ma'am, actually, I have a question.
Hmm.
Like, while doing the exercise, like in-flight exercise, what if someone like overexert themselves and
No, that doesn't happen, Shreya. That doesn't happen because, yeah. Okay,
What
can
if
I?
we follow a cheat day?
Okay, I'll explain all that thing. First, let me answer
It
Shreya, and
was
then I'll come to you, Kaustubh. Okay. So Shreya, what happens is if you see the in-flight phases, there are exercise training. It has three phases. The first phase is for adaptation, and there you start with the minimum load, and you progress once that particular load, or we say the criteria, is been met. Until then, you do not progress. And coming to your answer, I mean, it is related to what Shreya has asked. You usually there is a 6 days of exercises and 1 day of active rest. What you call it as cheating, it's not actually cheating for the astronauts. Okay, so 1 day of active rest means, like, even here on earth we do the same protocol. So 6 days and 1 day, 1 or 2 days of active, so there we follow 1 day of active rest, where they will not be doing vigorous exercise. Instead, we allow the body to recover. So in case if there are any mild injuries, that will recover. Injuries in the sense, basically you have to replenish the resources. For example, you use your carbs for energies and so on. So one day when you have not done that hard workout, so all those resources will be replenished back more. Okay, so that is not actually cheating, right? So for example, they can only go for simple yoga or stretching and so on, instead of going for vigorous strengthening exercises. So does that answer adequately Shreya's and Kaustubh's
yes,
question?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I had a question like on the ISS there was a treadmill equipment, right? First, and then we switched to the combined operational um,
Core bar.
bearing external.
So
Yeah.
both are treadmills only. It's just the
So
name.
like, what was the need for like going for Colbert?
That's
Like,
what I said. As the technology advances, okay, you start incorporating new structures. Like I said, in TVs, the space was less. Okay, in Colbert, you see the space was more, and in that way there are many other points which are been jotted down. Okay, and that has an advantage over TV. So it was almost for a decade or so that TVs were was used by the astronauts, right? So for example, the workload, if I have to say, right, or the parameters which I can check, so all these things were improved in the T2.
okay. And also like, why is the need to harness ourselves every time when we are
Otherwise, you
using
will
an
float
equipment?
here and there. There is no
Right.
gravity, right? So, if you want to keep yourself running, it means you have to have a contact. If I'm flying, how I'll be making in contact and how I will be running. So,
Right.
just to keep you in place, you need the harness. That's it. That's what I show in another video. While doing the cycle ergometer, astronaut was not wearing a harness. Instead, he was
Exactly.
holding himself, right?
Yes.
So, it's your choice.
Okay. And also, like, if we assume, like, someone due to, like, if an astronaut gets sick and is not possible to perform any of the exercises for, like, the 6 days, so what will be the effects, like, he'll be
It's not
experiencing?
always that you get sick. Also, sometimes the astronaut refuse to go for an exercise. That is also there.
Oh,
Okay, because see, it's not only look, they are working, so it's their job. That means they have their daily routine, they
right,
have their work, and they have their personal life too. Although away from the family, away
right.
from the planet, right? So it has been done based on the consent or based on the consultation with the what I'll say, the medical care providers to them.
Okay, so, like, it's a choice to make for astronauts to.
It is there. It is there. Under some circumstances, yes, they do have a choice.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I had a question. Like, what if some astronauts face some major injuries, like bone fracture or
They
something like
do.
that?
They do. It's
And
not
like,
what if
how do
they
they
do.
recover, like, in that surroundings, in that condition?
So that's what they're. So in COVID times now, everyone is aware of telemedicine, telehealth, right? Now,
Yes.
since the country is sending humans to ISS, the telemedicine or the telehealth was used since then. So the same way what we have been doing it here, we do it there. And now they are also planning for surgeries, right? So medical care, it is easy, giving access easy in a sense comparatively. Okay. So
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
even exercises, yeah, I can see what it, because we do monitor them every week, right? We take their feedback, and based upon that, again, I have to make a protocol.
Right.
Did you get me? So that it is not like, okay, once I have given and you are done. No. So once I have given, I have to read whatever readings I have got. Then I have to, whether which load I have to give, which exercises I have to give, what not to give. Okay. And this is not a single job, because even their nutrition, that plays an important role. So there are
Right.
many other factors, but we are just looking into a small piece of it.
I had another question. Like, when these equipments are being designed,
Hmm.
so like, is the like taken, like their opinion taken into consideration? Do
Now,
they have any certain?
it's only engineers who built it.
Okay, so the physios don't give any criteria that they should fit
It's
into
not
the.
about criteria. These treadmills are so it is only with the harness, which has been, even harnesses are present on earth. So like I train new individuals, for example, who are having paralysis, who do not have balance, but I have to train them for walking. And
Right.
I use this type of treadmill on earth to train them. So it is the
Okay.
same treadmill which has been used on earth and now been deployed over there.
Okay. Like I was not aware
Right?
of this. Like we
Yeah,
use it
obviously.
on Earth as well.
Yes, yes. So if you go into the gym, I don't know how many of you go. You run on a treadmill, you bicycle. So, and your trainer, they usually they increase your resistance. Resistance means, for example, this okay, if I talk about treadmill, at what speed you have to run, how long you have to run. I guess those all things are being so same thing we are doing over there. So whenever an equipment is designed, it's not always, for example, these treadmills, they are designed by engineers. Okay, so uh, uh, moving a bit ahead from in-flight exercises, since you have talked about machines, it's not necessary that I have to be an engineer, or I have to
Right.
be a physio, or I have to be a doctor. It's just that you need that idea.
Okay.
So if you go back and read the story of I read, okay, it was designed when I forgot which astronaut has landed, and he was in a coffee shop. Then he read that astronaut has landed and he was having so and so problems, for example, muscle weakness, blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
And then he had an idea that an equipment can be made, and he called up the concerned authority, called them for a meeting, and then they show it in a presentation. And after seeing the presentation, the personnel said, yes, it is going to ISS.
Oh.
So it's not that you have to be an engineer, or it's just that an idea you need. And it's not only in case of space. I guess in every industry, we have people who have an idea,
Right.
from non-background peoples, I mean to say, and they are really successful ideas, right? So same way that these things happens in space industry as well. So you can go and read that. I guess there will be videos available. The one which I have shown, yeah, even that I have just cropped it, so you can see the full video where he's telling you how it was been done.
I will check it out. Yeah.
Right?
So I think we can proceed with the EVA.
Okay. So for EVA, my work is only exercises, but I'm going to show you how they train. Okay, so it's not that individual, it's like everyone, we are a team and we are working as a team, and this is how we train them, right? So for EVA, yesterday I've told you, right? So more of the
Working
hands
hands.
are being used. Those exercises are being focused later on. So for example, the grip task, so kettlebell swing, yesterday we have seen, remember, holding that
Yes.
ball and going it up and down, moving it up and down, so that exercise. Then you have a dumbbell crawl. If you don't know what is a dumbbell crawl, then I have to exit this. And can you see?
Good news for those who underline
Yes.
while reading.
Sorry
Did you
for
ever
this
struggle reading on
advertisement.
the web as you can't underline?
Dumbbell crawl, simply a bear crawl.
So this is a dumbbell crawl.
Loading can be
Okay.
anywhere from 15 to 35 pounds. You can do this movement both
So they go
forward
front
as
and
well
they
as
can come
backward.
back as well,
Backward variation. Very
right?
similar.
So it is just a crawl what we do, but not with the help of hands actually, but with the help of dumbbells.
Dumbbells.
Okay. Yeah, so you have this, then you have various shoulder tasks where you have that handstand push-up, the upside down we have seen. Do you remember just now we have seen that video?
Yes.
Then we have push press exercises, and this is called as the farmer's walk. Okay, lifting the weight and they walk. Then you have for your back or for your core, so you go for deadlifts. Then this is the wheel row. Okay, so with the help of the wheel, they'll be going, moving ahead and roaming around. And then you have exercises for your back extensions. So usually you do a curl up for your abs. Okay, the opposite when you go, that are called as the back extension exercises. Then you have this foot restraint ingress. Okay, this is again equipment where you stand and you perform various exercises like squats, lunges, box jumps, and so on. Then you have windmills. So do you remember the kettlebell exercise where the person was moving it up and down, or the astronaut, I can say?
Yes.
Here again, he'll be holding the same thing in one hand and try to bend down on the opposite side. So this hand is holding actually that device, and with this he'll try to bend down this way. So trying, for example, trying to touching the feet. Okay, with this hand trying to touching the feet. So you have the battle ropes. There are various variations for battle ropes. So moving these ropes and jumping, then moving these ropes and squatting. So there are various variations that can be done. There are other exercises like overhead back toss. So what we do is a bag, we call it as a sandbag. Okay, so a bag in which there is a sand that makes it heavy, and then we try to toss it. So for example, I'm holding it here, then I'll shift it here, I'll shift it in front, I'll again shift it here. So this is how we toss the sandbag, which is heavy. Okay, and this is how, so a usual workout like Monday to Friday, for example, say week 3, so you have your warm-up exercises, the strengthening exercises, and so on. For EVA training, here where I will be starting introducing some shoulder maintenance exercises. Okay, so where I can go for the farmer's walk, where I can going for the grip exercises. So here I'll start accommodating specific exercises for EVA training. Okay, and this is how we plan. To escape, and now we are gonna see the EVA training. So basically, apart from these exercises, they'll be going into a water pool. They'll be wearing a harness and actually flying, because on Earth it is almost impossible to go for a zero gravity. So we're just gonna see this video on YouTube. Yeah, can you hear the sound?
Yes.
EVA is an
Yes, ma'am.
extravehicular activity, or more commonly known as spacewalk. Astronauts need to go outside the International Space Station to carry out routine maintenance sometimes non-scheduled maintenance.
So these
so
are
some
the
days
tasks
break,
which they'll
or
perform
sometimes
actually on
to collect
ISS,
scientific
right?
experiments to return that data that's been collected out in the environment to the vacuum of space back into the space station.
Can you see
Training
the
for a
sun?
spacewalk involves several different steps, if you like. You do a lot of training in lessons and theory. Then you look at the tools that you're going to be using. You learn those around a table. You can just pick up the tools.
He
and
is
discuss them and
ESA
practice
astronaut
how they operate.
Luca.
So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and activate it. So we'll unlock it. And then we'll move it a little bit. There's a safety crossbar that's in place right now.
There is no way to simulate microgravity on Earth. The only way to do it is to fly in space. But we can cheat and have systems that help us. Right now we're in Building 9 here at the Johnson Space Center. We have two sub-facilities inside that help us. One is called the POGO, is the partial gravity system. It basically has 1 degree of freedom. So it takes off your weight. It lets you swivel around your center of gravity and go up and down so that we can learn how to brace ourselves when we have to operate a tool. Because in space, if I want to twist something, I'm going to twist myself the other way. So we have to learn how to brace ourselves. Now, recently, we have been working a lot with a new system called Argos. That is the active reaction gravity system, where it let us be in microgravity in 5 degrees of freedom in a spacesuit and work with the actual tools in a simulated microgravity environment. So it's been invaluable in developing the procedures and the tools. The third one is probably the most popular. It's called the NBL, the Neutral Buoyancy Facility. Inside there is a very large swimming pool, about 70 meters long, 40 meters wide, 13 meters deep. Inside the NBL, we have a 1-to-1 scaled American segment of the space station. So all the labs, Columbus, Kibo, and the truss on top. The outside is very, very well replicated underwater, and then with the spacesuits, we can go inside, pressurize them, and move around in 3 dimensions around the space station, so that we can learn how to operate and to navigate around the space station.
There's a lot of people involved in the EVA training day. Not only our instructors, but all the people who run the facilities, the suit engineers and the suit technicians, and of course all the divers, the scuba divers who come underwater with us and are responsible for our safety. Because believe me, when you are underwater in a pressure suit like that, you are pretty helpless. So if something happens, you rely on the divers to get you safely out of the water. Of course, we are not weightless in water, right? You cannot switch off gravity, but what we can do is to regulate the buoyancy of the suits we have to make sure that we're not going up and down underwater, and the suit doesn't have a tendency to turn in one direction or the other. So you kind of stay stable in the water, and you can sort of work as though you were working 3-dimensionally in weightlessness.
All right. You work 6 hours in these gloves, and the gloves are pressurized, so it's when you put them on, they might fit snugly, but once they're pressurized, they extend, and then you lose the dexterity inside. So basically, what you want is you want to have gloves that have nice contact once they're pressurized, that you can work properly. The technicians can fine-tune then the glove that fits me. So basically, they can adjust the length of the finger in a small range. And they also want to make sure that it's in between the fingers, that this point here doesn't rub during the entire run, because in the end you might have bloody fingers, or some astronauts lost the fingernails because of having full contact inside the gloves. Before we send our people, European astronauts, to the US, we train them in Cologne in the European Astronaut Center, because we also have a pool here, and we train them how to do the basics of a spacewalk, and we practice this with our Columbus module. We have a spacesuit analog, I have to say. It's not a real spacesuit, it's not vacuum tight, But what we can do is we practice already the protocol. So we have always 2 tethers. We practice how to move outside on the station. We can practice how to attach ourselves with our boots into foot restraints. So we have already practiced the basics before going to the US, and then the training in the US is way more efficient.
Right. So I hope you enjoyed how they are being trained for EVA. And lastly, when Sunita Williams, she went under EVA training. So what she said was the best training for performing an EVA is actually doing an EVA, right? So that's what she said. And here I end with my contribution to this particular topic, and you all are open. So, yep, stop. Yeah, so, yep, we are ready for questions.
In the video, they mentioned about the pressurized gloves. So, like how they work, and
So it's
has there
not
any...
only about pressurized glove, the whole suit is pressurized. Okay, and the technician is the best person to tell you. See, I'm not so every section, that's what I said. My work is limited to exercises, and in case if the injuries happen, so I have to either prevent them, and if they have already occurred, so I have to then incorporate exercises in a way that will aid healing, or that will, further not cause any injuries. So rehabilitation. So I'm so sorry I cannot exactly comment on how they pressurized it, but it is more of with the technician.
Also, have there been any cases where like the astronauts, due to the fatigue, like the finger fatigue, have to undergone any major...
Yeah, yeah,
So
there
like
are,
how they
there
have
are.
been treated for it?
So it totally depends. For example, if I'll tell you, it is very common for them to get the shoulder injuries. Okay,
Okay.
very common. Or you can say the finger injuries, right? So it depends. For example, if they have say injured their muscle, right? So we have different, so medicine, so doctors will take care of their portion. For me now, my work will be how I'll have to rehabilitate that particular muscle. So there are various scans and everything is available on ISS. So we come to know which particular muscle or which group of muscles are being affected, and start rehabilitating the same way as I'll be doing for any patient on earth. So it is the same. So there's no difference.
It's quite surprising to know like it's very similar to what we do on Earth. Like it's actually new to get
Okay,
this.
it's actually, that's why whatever proposals or whatever research is being done on astronauts or say on space pertaining to human performance, if I'll say, they have a terrestrial application. So
Okay.
each and every article, if you read about it, they will be having some or the other. So just now I talk about some muscle injury. I told you about patient having paralysis. Now you can compare. We have seen the sports drills are being used to train astronaut, right? So
Right.
it is either applying the terrestrial knowledge to space or applying space knowledge to terrestrial. And best example is telehealth. Now they have been using it since so long,
Right.
right? I have been using it since this, I guess, 10, I guess 8 years, because I was away from my home. So all my relatives, my friends, they used to call me. And since we had at that Google, and they have not even Google, there was, I forgot. Yeah, I used to do it with emails previously. So with emails, I used to send them the videos and so on. Then when WhatsApp came, we had Viber. So there were various channels through which I have been doing this, right? And since COVID has left no other options for us,
Right.
so now this has come into the mainstream.
So I had a question like, ma'am, it's not about exercise or physical training, but how do women deal with menstruation in space?
They do not menstruate, Shreya. They take pills.
So,
Ma'am,
like,
how like a dog must be trained when you were
Sorry.
saying like a dog, like a.
Oh, but the thing is, see, I have no idea regarding,
Okay.
um, because we do have animal physiotherapists, okay,
Okay.
on Earth. Again, I'm talking about, so maybe they must be involved. Now, I am not. I am not. I'm
Okay.
not a veterinary physiotherapist, so I cannot comment anything. So I have my own limitations to answer that. But I can find that and I can mail you how he must have been trained,
Okay.
right?
so like coming back to Shreya's question, if they do not menstruate, then what would side effects
They take,
like the bo-
obviously it's same as on Earth. So they take pills,
Hmm.
the hormone regulations, right? And that's why I said this is the area which has been researched so less, because if you see the ratio of astronauts, male
Right,
is to
right.
female, females are very less, and
Less.
now actually they are being going, right? So like we have urine collective device in space.
Hmm.
So we do not have something that can manage the periods or menstruation, I can say. And to the best of my knowledge, UCD, that is urine collection device, is incapable. To the best of my knowledge,
So this will be the new area of research for like young people. They can come up with various ideas.
they are doing actually. Recently, I'm not sure, but she's been researching. She's from IIT somewhere, not sure. Okay, so she's been doing on menstruation. So what can be an alternative for using medicine, right? So we all know the side effects, we all know what can happen, but there is no other options left, right? And there are many other topics related to women health which are unexplored or untouched because we were not sending females previously,
Right.
right? And remember, I in my day one I said there is a lot of difference between male and female physiology when we were talking about.
Yeah. So like now talking about deep space missions. So like will the exercises remain the same? Just the intensity will increase or how it will differ from the training for ISS?
I actually cannot comment whether it will differ or not. Okay, the modes will remain the same. Okay, because we have never ever gone to deep space. So I
Right.
can say, for me, I do not have much idea. Okay, but the type of exercises will remain same. Maybe the intensity or the FIDT principle that will vary again depending upon which astronaut is going and for how long. For example, now they are planning for Mars and it will take around 3 years. And for Mars, it includes everything like going from Earth, journey,
Training.
staying there,
Hmm,
and then
hmm.
coming back,
Hmm, hmm,
right?
hmm.
So we have to think a lot about it before, right? And they are planning actually, and that's why the short duration and the long duration and the deep space, there are different terminologies given for the missions,
Right.
right? But that's what I can say. The exercises will remain same. Maybe we can see new equipments coming in. Okay, that will be a change what is expected, but as of now, because we do not have, we are training the muscles, we are training the systems, and that should be enough.
Right. So
And
any
one
other
more thing,
question?
yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can I go ahead with my
Yes,
last
yes.
point? It's like on ISS we have microgravity, but
Hmm.
if we land on a surface on any
Right.
other planet, we are expecting to have gravity,
Gravity.
maybe less than that of Earth, but there will be subgravity, right? So that
Yes.
may assist us, may.
Right. Any other questions? I think we can do the activity, right?
So
If
you want
we,
me to do, oh, I have deleted it. Okay, hold on. Let me just search. I have saved it and I can, yeah, we have time. So we have four, but Usher will not be there, right? Okay, so you three can discuss among yourself. That will be fine for me,
yeah,
right? So I'll just explain you what is the activity here
sure.
today is. we have seen at least the names. So I know in one day you cannot remember how every exercises are been done. Okay. So I'm giving you the names of the exercises. Okay. What you have to do is you have to plan a workout for 1 week. It's very
Okay.
simple. I'll tell you what you have to do. I'll tell you. I'm giving you everything. Okay. Do you remember when you were in your primary school, you used to have match the columns? So
Right,
if
right,
it is
right.
given, you just have to match.
Okay.
Right? And the winner, the one who best matches it, will get something from my side.
Oh,
Let's do
exciting.
it. So are you gonna do it individually? That is also fine for me. I have
We'll do
enough.
it individually. Like we can get
Individually.
then 3 answers for it, and then we can.
We can do it individually. That would be
Yes.
much better.
Okay. So I'll give you. Okay. So I'll give you the names. Okay, on my screen, and you have to make a chart. Very simple chart. Okay. So you know the FIDT principle,
Yeah.
right? So type of exercises I am telling you. Okay. Then second will be number of repetitions, number of sets.
Okay.
Okay. So for number of repetitions, just jot it down somewhere. Even if you do it on your screen, that will be fine. What you have to do is you know number of repetitions. You can minimally start with say 6, 8, 10, 12, and you can go maximum up to
According to
20.
set wise.
No, I'm telling you the repetitions. Then set can be 3 sets, 5
Hmm.
sets, 10 sets, like that.
Hmm.
Okay. So you have to match the exercise. So you have to make a strength protocol.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm giving you individual exercises. I have told you the number of repetitions. So you can start minimally with 6. You can progress it to 8, 12, 20. Okay. So you can start with minimum number of sets now. Repetitions are 6, 8, 12, 20. Okay, that will make 1 set. So if someone is doing bench press, 6 repetition for 3 sets. So 1 set, 6 repetition, then again 6 repetition, 2 sets, 3 sets, 6 repetition. So total will be 18 repetitions. Did you get me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is what you have to do. Very simple. What you have to do is I'll be giving you individually six exercises, names of 6 exercises, right? So you have to plan for say 6 days in a week and 1 active rest. Okay, so leave that active day rest. So day 1, day 3, and day 5 will be having the same pattern. Day 2, 4, and 6 will be having the same exercises, and you have to make a chart.
Okay.
Easy. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, same protocol. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, same protocol. Done? Okay, I'm just giving you the names of the exercise. Just give me a moment, okay? Try.
So we have to finish it in this session itself.
Yes, you have 10 minutes. I've given you everything. I've given you everything, right? This is the reason why I told you that I want. Okay, I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
So that you can see it. Just give me a moment. There is no problem. I'll paste it on the slide. Share. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Can you see session 1, session 2, session 3? Oh, sorry. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes. So session 1 will be for Ruchira, session 2 for Kaustubh, and 3 is for Shreya, right? So you have 6 exercises. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So you choose any 3 for session day 1, 3, and 5, and you can choose any 3 for 2, 4, and 6, right? You have to write down minimums. You will start with, for example, say 5 repetitions and 3 sets for back squat on day 1, right? And till day 6, how you are gonna progress. So maximum you can go up to say 20 repetitions and say around 10 sets you can go, yeah, or 8 sets or 10 sets you can go, right?
Yep.
And you have 10 minutes. Your time starts now.
So basically, we have to make all 6 days chart. So for every day,
Yes,
we can increase the intensity.
yes, you can increase it. Yes.
Okay.
So you can use range like 3 repetitions, or you can use range as well, 3 to 5 repetitions. It depends on you.
We have to follow the same order that you have given, or
No,
we
no, no,
can.
no, no, no. It's just that session 1, you have to use exercises with this
Yeah.
Ruchira, right?
Yes.
But you can use whichever you want.
Okay.
And if you're done before 10 minutes, let me know.
Yes.
Just 1 minute. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. 5 minutes left. Is it done for anyone?
Yes, I am done.
Yeah. Is it okay if I stop sharing my screen?
I guess that's still doing.
Okay.
Done.
Done for everyone? Last minute. Time up.
We have something from Usher, I guess, in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Wow. Okay, I understand 1 RM and all he has said. Okay. days per week. Okay. So, is he listening? So I can comment. I don't know.
Yeah, he might be because he's replied. So yeah.
Yes. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, 2 to 3 days per week. No, but we have already decided, right? It has to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Asher. Intensity, I'm fine with it. And to start with, and type won't be 6 to. Yeah, this is what you have to write. For type of exercises, I have already told you the different set of exercises, right? So those come into type, Asher. Okay, and 6 to 8 repetitions per set. Okay, so that is different. That won't come under type, right? So yeah, it looks good to me. Fine. I don't know if he's still typing, so we can come to him later. Asher, are you still typing? I'm wondering. So yeah, this looked good to me. Right. So anyone else?
Can I?
Anyone? Volunteer.
We have something from him again. Okay,
Yeah,
the
so
exercise.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which type of X, which I have already given, right? So he has written this type sets and repetitions. So actually, the type of exercises will be maybe a deadlift or shoulder press and so on. That's what I said.
Okay. So for day 1, 3, and 5
Hmm.
of the week, I chose hill raise, back squat, and Romanian dev. For
Okay.
hill raise, I have given 8 repetitions, 5 sets.
Hmm.
Then for squat, 12 repetitions, 8 sets.
Hmm.
And Romanian deadlift, 10 repetitions for 10 sets. I am
Hmm.
not sure about this
Hmm.
because I was
Okay.
trying
But
to.
it's okay. At least you
Okay,
made an effort. So now you know there is an exercise which has to be done repeatedly for
yeah,
particular time,
this
right?
much sets.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is my aim. So I'm not expecting you to, prescribe. I'm just expecting you to understand this basic. Yeah.
And for day 2, 4, and 6, shoulder press, deadlift, and bend over. So for shoulder press, it is 10 repetitions, 5 set. Deadlift, 12 repetitions, 8 set. And bent over again, 10 repetitions and 10 sets.
Done.
So I like when I actually first did it, and then I realized that I had grouped all the heavy exercises together and the uh, like the
So,
lesser heavy exercises together.
so
So I had
now,
to
now you're
redo
getting
it
an
again.
idea, right? Now you're
Yes,
getting an idea when you have to choose the exercises. So you have to focus. Okay, one exercise for back. So I need one for your legs and one for at least one for your hand.
right.
Did you get me the purpose of this particular activity? So
Yes,
this is
yes,
how we also decide. So we have to keep whole body in mind. We have to keep muscles in mind, and we have to decide which exercises to be chosen.
right.
Right?
Uh, ma'am, can I?
Yeah. If Ruchira is done, then you can go ahead.
Yes, yes, I'm done.
Ma'am, I have decided first day sumo squats,
Okay.
3 sets of 15 repetitions.
15 repetitions, three
Yes.
sets. Okay.
Um, I have deadlift. Second day.
Deadlift.
Uh, Third day, I have tried tricep extension,
Hmm.
and then fourth day I have tried a bench, and
Bench press. Okay.
fifth day I have tried shrugs, and sixth day heel raise.
Hmm.
Uh, 15 15 repetition, 3 sets. So I have been practicing same day in gym.
Okay.
Honestly speaking.
I have no doubt you must be. I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
no doubt.
Honestly
So
speaking.
I don't judge your honesty over,
Yes, right.
over here.
No, no, I have I have yeah, ma'am. I have done the chart according to my gym time, which I have been practicing in gym.
Hmm. Okay. Then
Hmm.
Shreya.
Yes. So what I've done is, for the first day I've taken two leg and one shoulder and upper body.
Okay.
And the second day, two upper body and one leg, because the
See,
whole
again,
body,
the combination, right?
so the whole
Mm.
body gets into it.
Right.
So for first day, it will be single leg squat, 12 repetition, 5 sets,
Hmm.
and Romanian deadlift. It
Hmm.
will be 10 repetitions
Hmm.
and 5 sets,
Hmm.
and upright row. So it
Hmm.
will be 10, 12 repetition, 10 sets, because it's the only one upper body exercise on that day.
Okay.
And now for next day, like the second day, it will be, excuse me, sumo squat, 12 repetition, 5 sets,
Hmm.
bicep curl. So it will be 8, 10 repetition, 5
Hmm.
sets. And the same goes for single arm row,
Hmm.
10 repetition, 5 sets.
Hmm. So, the whole and sole purpose of this activity was not actually for you people to, make an actual chart, but just to understand how combinations can be done. Okay, how to start? So, start with basic, keep it at low, and then you can progress, right? And keep it in mind, if you already have two heavy exercises, then keep one low,
Mm.
right? This was the
Yep.
just the basic idea I wanted to give you. So we have seen so many exercises, we have seen the FITT and so many things together, and I have not given any task for cardiorespiratory because it involves too much of calculations,
Mm.
right? So this was easy. So same way we also go for the cardiorespiratory. So for example, I have decided some mode which is at low. So if I feel you have performed appropriately, then I'll set up a higher level for you. So level 1 today, so maybe level 2 after 4 days or 6 days or 1 week, whatever. And rightly said by Usher that FITT protocol and progress has to be there according to individual performance. And what we do is, so we check the parameters, right? And we compare. If we feel you're up to the mark, then only we will progress. If not, why you have not performed up to the mark? See, this
Right.
also we have to think. So maybe we have to modify something else so that you reach that level and we can progress further. Okay, so this activity was just for making you aware what all things you have to look into,
Right.
right? So any questions now?
So, like, is it like similar, like how the actual chart has been prepared, taking into all this
I showed
consideration,
you,
like
right?
the,
So we
yes,
have
the exercise
we
and
have
timing.
everything written.
Yeah.
And in the video also you must have seen that there were some paper clips where they have written,
Yes, yes, yes. Right.
right? So nowadays everything is there in the monitor. So you only
Hmm.
have to go click it. So even if we update it there. So we have to select, for example, if they have given some code or some ID will be generated once we fill in your, once we test you. Okay. So your information is been put into a software where an ID will be generated, may say your name or some number or whatever, depending upon the software, right? And that will have all the informations which you have, which which I have collected, plus what protocol I have selected for you,
Okay. Yeah.
right? For cardiorespiratory, I'm talking about. So you just have to go click and start working out,
Okay.
right? And then I'll again have your readings and I'll check, okay, whether you're performing up to the mark or not. If yes, then I'll have the next day. Plus, I will also take a feedback from your side. For example, which difficulties you have encountered,
Mm-hmm. Right.
what positive aspects you feel. So there are other things. So that feedback plus your performance goes to the next level.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Anyone has any other question?
Nothing from my side.
Nothing. So should I announce the winner?
Kshitish, do you have any question?
No, no.
Okay. Usher, I think he's already written in, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go ahead and announce the winners.
Okay, so I don't know how it will be beneficial for Usher. Okay, because he is a physio, and what can I do, as a gift for you all is, okay. Yeah, so the prize or the gift is actually, so in case if you experience any pain or any injury, or if there is a need to consult a physiotherapist, so you all have one free consultation from my side. Okay, so anytime if it is there, I guess Ruchira has my contact details, so you can take it from her, or you can contact me on the social media. On social media, I'm not that active, so it's better to take my contact details, either email or my contact number, and yeah, I'll be providing you free consultation for me, because you have put it in effort, so all of you get that prize. I am really sorry, Asher, I don't know how I'm gonna help you with this, but yeah, if you have any queries, or when you are going for, like you asked, for your masters or future programs, if you need any assistance from my side, I'm happy to help you here, right? And in case, I don't know what is your specialization, Asher, but I'm a neurophysiotherapist, so if you have any queries regarding that, you're most welcome.
Thank you for the gift.
Yeah,
Thank you,
exactly.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome.
So I guess with this we've come to the end of the session.
Yeah, so no more
So
questions.
I guess so. Yeah,
No.
no questions.
No, ma'am.
Okay, then we'll meet tomorrow again for a final session of the masterclass
Yeah,
at 5:10.
post-right rehabilitation. Sure. Right. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Yeah. Can you